What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about TAR's AI today, TAI. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, you guys. Here we are on this, the 25th day of June, sitting at about 8.6 cents right now, 7 hours, 20 minutes left in the day. Not a bad price. Really good time to buy TARs, honestly, you guys. I mean, 8 cents, 8.6 cents is not bad at all. I think this is around the area that we first actually started DCing into TARs, and then we bought all the way down to that price there. It's around this area, something like this is where we started. You are finding resistance right here at the 50, and that's not ideal, but on the bright side, you are at areas that you found support on the RSI before. So you can take this rejection and flip it real easy, just like that. It doesn't seem like you actually respect the 50 too much, which, if you look at it, where you're finding support here is not at the 50, like sure you did it here. Where you're finding resistance is not at the 50, it's above the 50, right? I would think that this is insignificant. Normally the 50 is significant, but I think that's insignificant. And because of this, this is more significant right here where you are right now. I would think that even if you close today here or a little bit lower, you stand a good chance of coming up tomorrow. If that's accurate, if I'm interpreting this right, maybe we'll see that in the shorter term time frames as well. We still are in a downtrend in the daily RSI, so it's important to mention that we could go lower, right? We're right at the area that you'd expect to reject in that sense. And if we do go lower, I'll point out where we're going to go here. I wouldn't expect that we go below this low, but we could go a little bit lower from the current price. Maybe we do go all the way back down to like 7 cents or something like that. Either way, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I think TAI is at a great area to buy. I think it's at a great opportunity to hop in. But we're going to see if we can get a little bit better of an opportunity here coming up. So 1 hour time frame here. Looking at this, we are, let's see, we're overbought right here. We're at like an 82, 83, something like that. Came all the way down, lower lows, lower highs, that whole shebang there, finding resistance at the 60. Ping pong in between the 40 and the 60, pretty common to do whenever you're just like working your way, like consolidating. Looks like you're consolidating here. Volume's picking up a little bit to the downside. So you probably do go down a little bit lower. Looking at the 1 hour RSI, I would expect that you do go down a little bit lower. Let's look at this from a low here to a high there. The 236 right here, getting below there. I would expect that you do go down to about the 382, something at about 8.2 cents. Okay, that's the expectation right now. Could you go a little bit lower? Sure. It's very common with the 382. Sorry, there's a fly that just flew by. That's what I get for leaving the doors open, man. We're going to make some salmon today. So the flies, I got to keep the door closed for that. Oh man, there's another one on the windowsill there. Anyways, I got my handy dandy fly swatter right here, guys. I got it. Anyways, let's see. I would expect typically with the 382 that you go just below there, just below the 382. Oftentimes what you'll see if you go just below the 382 is that you'll find support at a prior area of resistance or support here. So right there, prior area of resistance there, prior area of support right there. Really wouldn't surprise me if we went just below 8 cents. Okay, we're at 8.7 cents now. If we were to go just below 8 cents, that's okay. But something around 8.2 to 8 cents is the expectation at the moment, looking at the 1 hour time frame, okay? Especially because the volume, it's not significant here, but it is picking up a little bit. And I wouldn't be surprised if we went down just a little bit more from here. 4 hour time frame, looking at this, getting overbought, rejecting that there. You look like you're in a bull flag, man. I mean, hold up. I don't know. Like maybe you go down here eventually, right? You kind of keep up this pace, but perhaps you bounce here. You just like slowly make your way down. And then it's like the end of the week that you're down here. I don't know. Something like that. You don't have to maintain this structure. I think it'd look nice if you could maintain the structure, but hey, if you break down and you just go down here, that's okay. Whatever. It doesn't have to be a bull flag. You still find support around this area and then move up from there. Talking about moving up, I like where the 4 hour RSI is. Okay, rejecting the overbought zone is one thing, but finding support above the 50 or at least above the 40 is another, right? That's a good sign right there. Oversold, overbought, a little bit of volatility in the short term. What we want to see ideally would not be deeper readings in the oversold zone, but deeper readings in the overbought zone. That's what we want. So whenever we do bounce, whether it's off the 50, whether it's off the 40, wherever it is, when we do bounce, we want to get some deeper readings in that overbought zone there, okay? That's very essential. And just basically continue moving up without going too much lower. From a high to or a low to a high, again, if we were to go lower than what I'm expecting, which is just below 8 cents at the most, if we were to go down to like 7.2 cents or 7 cents itself, that's the golden ratio. That's fine. We can find support around there. It's really not a big deal, you guys. So if we do go lower than my expectations, it's just a better opportunity to buy. It's certainly not a good opportunity to sell. All right. Daily time frame, if we're looking at this on, let's look at it on the weekly time frame, actually. We go from a high to a low from the cycle, or yeah, so far the cycle highs in December 2024 to where we are now. Finding resistance at the golden ratio, finding support at the 382, pretty common thing to do, and that's what we're doing here. I would expect that from this range, we bounce out, we continue to the next step, which would be the 786, 886 area. From here, that's at about 25 to 35 cents, and we could even exceed that a little bit, right? I wouldn't be surprised if we saw something on the lines of like a 200% to 300% move, maybe even just a little bit more than that going into the end of this month, going into the very beginning of July, sometime over the coming weeks, certainly. And whenever it does come time to see new all-time highs, we're in a very good position to see some intense gains, you guys. The minimum target from here is about a 13x, all the way up at $1.14. The maximum target would be about a 36x. That doesn't mean that we're going to see a 36x. I'm just telling you 13, 36, whatever, something in that range. I really do like the idea of going just below $2 there and seeing a 22x overall or a 20x, something like that. That sounds nice, but at a bare minimum, I would expect a 13x move. This thing's got a low enough market cap. It's got enough interest in it. It's been performing very well, holding up well in this consolidation phase. I certainly don't believe we're going to break down from here. Volume's dying off. Typically, when you're in a consolidation phase, volume dies off. That means you're about to break out. I would expect that we're going to break out to the upside. I don't really know if I've got anything else that I want to say. Let's see if there's anything that I missed. I mean, the weekly RSI bouncing off the 40. That's actually a good thing right there. Something to note. What about this? Maybe we got something going on here. Low to high. I'll delete this fib so there's less noise. I mean, we look constructive right now on this fib. We do look ready to validate this as a low. As not exciting as this might sound, to validate that as a low, we need to get above these highs essentially. Because we're in this range, you don't really validate it just getting up to these highs, right? You could technically reject and come back down, but with the fibs, the fact that you're finding a low here and a higher low here at the 1272 after finding support at the 1886, you made it all the way back up here. That makes me very, very confident that you will break out to the upside in time. But to validate that, we basically need to close a week above 12 cents and get prices above like 15.5 cents. So, and I think we will. I think we will in a very short amount of time here. See prices that are probably above $1, man. Yeah. If not even just below $2. All right. I got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. If the question arises at all in this video, is it a good time to buy TARS? I hope I answered that already. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I think so. I think it's at a good time to buy. But I think if you wait, you might have a little bit of a better opportunity between now and like the end of this week. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.